All right, everybody, get ready, because today we are diving deep into a story. It's so wild you wouldn't believe it. It sounds like it came straight out of a crime thriller. We're talking about Ryan Borgwardt, the kayaker from Wisconsin, who vanished. It sparked a massive search, only to reappear across the globe, very much alive. And we've got this article from the Associated Press breaking it all down. And let me tell you, you're going to want to hear this.
Yeah, it's wild how this started out like a regular missing person case almost, you know? Like, what could go wrong on a solo kayaking trip kind of thing?
Totally. So it all starts back in August on Green Lake. And that's Wisconsin's deepest lake, by the way. It goes down a chilling 237 feet.
Wow.
Ryan Borgwardt heads out for what seems like just a normal kayaking trip, and then poof, gone.
And of course, they find his kayak flipped over in a lake that deep, so everybody just assumes the worst. Like, he drowned. Tragic accident. Makes sense.
I know, right? And get this on top of that. A huge 50-day search starts with costing at least $35,000. That's a lot of resources to find a man presumed dead.
Yeah. It really shows how everyone thought this was just a horrible accident with, like, no chance he was alive. But then, get this. Just as the trail goes cold, we get a twist. Like M. Night Shyamalan would write Borgwardt's alive, sending messages from Eastern Europe. Talk about a plot twist.
Wait, hold on. How did they even find out he was alive? This is where the story goes from maybe sad to a totally planned out disappearance. And the digital trail is the key.
Oh, yeah. It's like straight out of those true crime documentaries we love. So investigators start finding these little clues, like a brand new passport he got just 3 months before he vanished. Hints he was planning to go to Europe and get this messages with a woman in Uzbekistan. Why Uzbekistan? That's what I want to...
Like he was reading a spy thriller how-to guide. But even the best plans have problems, right? They also found a hard drive on his laptop that had been swapped out. And his browser history was completely wiped. Somebody really wanted to hide their digital tracks.
Seems like he was going all out to make his disappearance super clean. And picking Green Lake, the deepest one in Wisconsin, makes his death seem even more real. It's pretty creaky how much he planned this out. It really makes you think, what would make someone go through all that to fake their own death? What was he running from? Or towards?
Right. Like, was it some kind of personal crisis?
Yeah.
Trying to get away from who knows what. The article said he got a $375,000 life insurance policy back in January, although the sheriff did say it was for his family, not him. But it still makes you wonder if money was part of it, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe not like the main reason, but being stressed about money could definitely make someone desperate enough to do something crazy.
And then there's that whole Uzbekistan thing. Talking to a woman there before he disappeared. What if it's a love story gone wrong? You know? Like a secret romance he had to get away from.
Yeah.
Adds a whole other layer to this already wild story.
Totally does. Imagine this, a passionate affair, maybe even dangerous, you know? Someone connected to something bigger that he had to run from, like a classic film noir plot.
Okay, so we got possible money problems, maybe a secret romance, and a super planned escape. It's like he was living a double life, one that just got to be too much. But here's what I keep thinking about his family. He had a wife and 3 kids. What about them?
That's the saddest part of this whole thing. Think about what they must be going through. First, they think he's dead lost at sea, and then bam, they find out he's alive but chose to leave them. That's gotta hurt.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think was going through his head when he decided to do this? Did he try to justify it? Did he think he was somehow protecting them?
Hard to say, really. Maybe he thought disappearing would be easier than whatever problems he was facing. Maybe he told himself they'd be better off without him. Or maybe he was so focused on getting away that he didn't even realize how much it would hurt the people he loved.
It just shows how even the best laid plans don't think about the people involved, you know? All those emotions that you can't really predict or control.
Yeah. And here, the emotional fallout is huge. Not just for his family, but for everyone who helped search for him. The whole community that came together to support them. Borgwardt's lie totally broke that trust and left everyone confused and hurt.
It makes you wonder if he ever thought about how his actions would affect other people, how much he'd hurt the people who cared about him the most.
And now he's got a whole different problem, legal trouble. Faking your own death, messing with an investigation, maybe even insurance fraud. That's serious stuff.
Totally. He might have gotten away from whatever he was running from, but now he's created a whole new mess for himself. Just goes to show you can run, but you can't hide from the truth forever.
And the truth in this case is way more complicated than anyone could have imagined.
It's almost like he thought he was in a movie or something, writing his own story and forgetting about what happens in real life.
And now real life's catching up to him. The article says they haven't charged him yet, but the sheriff's trying to get him to come home. appealing to his conscience, especially with the holidays coming up. It's like they're hoping he'll want to be with his family again.
It's a good strategy. Imagine being Borgwardt alone in another country,
Yeah.
probably facing legal trouble, and then the holidays hit. Makes you think about everything you left behind. That's got to be tough.
It does make you wonder what's going on in his head right now. Does he feel bad? Regret it all? Is it hitting him now how much he messed up?
Or is he still holding on to whatever made him run in the first place?
Hmm.
Think he can start over somewhere new, far away from all the damage he caused?
I guess we don't really know, but this whole thing shows us that our actions have consequences. Sometimes those consequences are bigger than we think.
Totally.
Yeah.
Ryan Borgwardt faking his own death has left a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of hurt feelings, and a whole community feeling betrayed. It's a case that makes us think about why people do the things they do, how much we can trust each other, and just how far someone will go to get what they want.
And it leaves us trying to figure it all out.
Right.
Looking at all the pieces and trying to make sense of a story that almost seems too crazy to be true.
It reminds us that even though we have so much information at our fingertips, some mysteries just stay mysteries. Some motives are never really clear. And sometimes people can be really good at lying, which can be scary and fascinating all at the same time.
Yeah. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think we're left wondering about what it means to be human, about the choices we make, and how the truth always comes out eventually, no matter how hard someone tries to hide it.